everybody. Welcome to OnStage Black Theater Podcast. And this is the show where we talk all things theater. And today it's going to be very fun because we are talking about Broadway and the upcoming, particularly fall, but we might talk about a few announced for 2026. See how long this is all taking, but the upcoming season on Broadway. Very fun time, a lot of interesting projects. And I am theater critic Rachel Wagner, and Jacqueline Collier is here.
Yes, Broadway in the fall. It's going to be nice, chilly weather. Maybe we'll even get you out here, Rachel. Who knows?
I would love it so much for sure. And I feel like even though there are so many shows that are opening and closing so fast and things like that, I still feel like pretty positive about just the variety of shows that we're seeing greenlit and the way that certain shows are able to push through, if that makes sense. I feel pretty positive about the state of Broadway, even though I know it has a lot of challenges. How about you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think while it's always a bummer to see shows close down sooner than we would like them to, I do think it still seems like there's a lot of interesting stuff being put out there. Like some are revivals, some are brand new shows. Like we're getting
Yeah.
a nice variety. So I think that's something definitely to celebrate those wins.
Yeah, like for a while there, it did feel like Broadway was kind of an amusement park. It felt like in those like 2010s years, there were a lot of sort of attraction style musicals. And I feel like right now, while I guess they might not be doing as well as we want, they are pretty creative and interesting.
Yeah, and I think that's really something to be grateful for that Broadway is not just this sort of monolith of one kind of show.
Yeah.
There's such a variety on Broadway now.
Well, so what we're going to do is we're going to go over this is according to Playbill. So if we miss some, and we're recording this on the 4th of August. So if new things get announced before it's posted, don't know when it's getting posted, but all those caveats that if something is different when you actually see this, please forgive us. we're just going on
And blame Playbill. No, I'm just kidding.
Playbill. And I apologize in advance if I pronounce anybody's name wrong. Let's dive in. And so we're going to give these a 1 to 4 on our excitement level. So, all right, let's start with Mamma Mia. So this is in previews. It opens August 14th. And there's a couple of really interesting things. So this stars Christine Sherrill, Amy Weaver. Of course, the writers are the ABBA team, Benny Anderson and Bjorn Ulvaeus, and Katherine Johnson is the book. Director Philida Lloyd. What's interesting about this, and I just learned about this the other day, is that this is actually the touring company. This is the company that has been out touring, and now it's like almost like a Broadway residency.
Yeah, this is really exciting to me. I don't know her well, but Amy Weaver, who plays the lead in this, we have a common, very good friend. So we've been in his birthday parties together. I'm pretty sure this is her Broadway debut, and she was, yes, on the tour. And I think it's something that's so exciting for a lot of people that who've been on the Broadway national tour, to some of them getting to make their debuts, and also like
Yeah.
a really gelled company. Like I'm
Yeah.
really, really happy and excited for them.
Yeah, I think it could be a very interesting model if this works. Because obviously they already do out of off Broadway tryouts
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
everything. And but this could be an interesting model because they already have all of the sets, they have all the everything. And if they could just basically have a stop in Broadway,
Right.
that's like very interesting to me.
I think also another cool thing about that is the idea of more tours continuing to go out union instead of non-union, because
Oh yeah.
there's a lot of show, tours being billed as Broadway national tours that are actually non-union, which is fine. There are lots of great non-union performers, but I also think that it weakens the union. It makes actors get paid less and producers get paid more. So I think that this is also an exciting aspect of that.
Yeah. And it's also fun that it's going to be at the Winter Garden, which is where it was for all those years. So that worked out well,
Yeah,
you know.
I think it's super exciting.
So how do you feel about Mamma Mia coming back just in general outside of the touring company angle.
Mamma Mia coming back is like, yeah, that's fine. Like, I feel like it's a really cute, fun show. I feel like it's great for tourists. I feel like it's a really good time.
Yeah.
The touring company aspect of it honestly excites me more than the fact that it's coming back in and of itself. But I think it's great that it should be a staple of Broadway. Like I get that, even though I'm not particularly like, oh, I need to see it. How do you feel
Mm-hmm.
about it?
Yeah, I am definitely, happy that it's coming back. I think it's a fun show. I think it's a very silly show, but it's one of the only like hit romantic comedy style shows that we've had in the last, you know, two decades.
Yeah,
That I kind of, I guess, feel a little bit happy just for that alone,
right.
that genre is back on Broadway, even if it's for a
Yes.
limited time. And so yeah, it's a silly show, but I, I mean, if I could go see it at a reasonable price, if I was in New York, I would totally go.
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So I would give this a 3 of excitement
I
level.
I would also give it a 3.
Yeah. So, all right. Then we have Take a Banana for the Ride. This is comedian Jeff Ross reveals his life as roast master general of celebrity roasts. It's a one-man show touring America before arriving on Broadway. So that's actually another, I mean, I guess
Yeah.
stand-up does like I don't know what's really necessarily the difference between a stand-up comic performing versus a one-man show of a
Same.
stand-up comic. I don't
Same,
really
same.
know, but anyway, this first previews on the 5th and opens on the 18th. What do you think about this?
Eh, uh, eh, um,
Yeah.
I am so I don't know Jeff Ross's comedy. I've seen a little bit of his stuff. You know, he's this roast master general of celebrity roasts. I don't love roasts.
Mm-hmm.
I can have a pretty dark sense of humor, but roasts don't usually land for me. And I don't know. Would I
Yeah.
would I think it was cool if this was playing maybe for like a couple weeks in an off-Broadway venue? Sure. But like I'm not excited about this being on Broadway like at all. In fact,
Yeah.
I'm kind of like that's a bummer. How about you?
Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely not a huge roast person. I mean, it is going to be kind of funny for critics to have to write their review of it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
The puns write themselves. Let's put it that way.
100%.
Gonna roast. I'm
Yep.
gonna
Gonna
roast
roast
Jeff
the roast
Ross,
master.
roast master. Uh, I mean, funny saves all, as I always say, but just on the surface, this doesn't really interest me. It feels more like a Netflix, comedy special,
Yeah,
which can be fun, but
totally. To
am I
me,
gonna
this
pay
feels
90 to $150? Oh, I don't know about that.
To me, this does feel like it would play one of the big theaters in New York for 3 nights.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
just doesn't seem like a Broadway show.
yeah. And I know there was who's that one that so Mike Birbiglia, he did a similar type thing for it's called The Old Man in the Pool, which
Oh,
you can watch on Netflix, which was also a stand-up routine, which was viewed as a one-man show. It's actually quite funny,
I
and
thought that was beautiful. I actually thought it was
yeah,
very sweet too.
and they did do some things to try to give at least some interest to the stage and to make it a little bit elevated. So like I said, funny saves all. So if it's funny, then it will be good. But
Yeah.
on the surface, I would give this a 1. Not too excited about
Yeah. I mean, if I could give it a point 0.5, I would.
it. Yeah. Okay, so then we have a play. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
then we have a play called Art, and this open previews the 28th of August. It opens September 16th, and it stars Bobby Cannavale, James Corden, Neil Patrick Harris, a revival of Yasmina Riza's Tony Award-winning play about the debate between art and friendship. Thoughts? What do you think?
I'm excited about this. I read art in college and I remember thinking it was a great play. Um, this is a star-studded cast, but I really I like that new audiences are going to get to see Yasmina Reza's play. I I think people will come because of how star-studded it is, and I always like to see plays doing well on Broadway. So I'm excited about this one. How are you feeling about it?
I mean, it doesn't super interest me, but funny saves all, as I just said. So if it's, if it's insightful look into and funny look at the art world, there's definitely material there to mine for humor
Yes, yes.
if with the right people. So I am going to say, I'm still going to say a two, but it definitely could surprise me.
For me, this is a three.
Mm.
I'm reasonably excited about it.
Yeah. So then we have another play, Punch. This previews on September 9th and opens on the 29th. Stars Camilla Canoflavia, Will Harrison, Sam Robards, Lucy Taylor, writer James Graham, and Adam Penford directing. James Graham's new play, based on the true life book Right from Wrong by Jacob Dune, comes to Broadway after successful runs in Nottingham and London. So I don't know this play or this playwright, but if it had a successful run, two successful runs in England, that's something.
I trust the Brits. I mean,
Yeah,
I really do. I feel like
yeah,
as far as theater, it's rare that they'll let us down. So even though
mhm.
I also don't know much, really
Yeah.
anything about this player,
I
playwright,
mean,
really these actors, I'm like, oh, this will be good.
they did gift us they did gift us Diana the musical, so we can't forget that.
My gosh, I did. I have. It's been blocked out of my mind.
Yeah. I would give this a two and a half. I'm more excited than Art for this.
I would say I'm only slightly less excited than Art, so I'm going to give it a 2.75.
Okay. All right. Then we have Waiting for Godot. And this starts previews the 13th of September, opens September 28th, and it stars Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter. Those are the big name stars. Some of the biggest names this whole season to this
Yeah.
play. Writer Samuel Beckett, director Jamie Lloyd. Samuel Beckett's absurdist masterpiece returns to Broadway in a new production starring Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter, decade-long friends and stars of Bill and Ted films. So I actually have never seen Waiting for Godot, so I'm not that familiar with I mean, I know of it, but I don't like know enough to give. um, I just don't know it super well. I've never seen it, but I am curious to see how their chemistry will translate.
Yeah, I've only read Waiting for Godot. Keanu Reeves, I mean, not only is he like a lovely actor, but I mean, I think we've all fallen in love with his personality and how kind and wonderful he seems. So cool that Bill and Ted are being reunited. I also love Michael Patrick Thornton. I saw him in A Doll's House, and
Mm,
I just think he's really great. Um, this one for me, there's no way, unless some miracle happens, I will be able to afford to see this because I've already looked at
yeah,
and they are insane.
right.
But I think this is a four. If anyone has any not even cheap tickets. Not even cheap.
Yeah.
Reasonably priced tickets. You let us know.
Yeah, if y'all need at the Hudson Theater, if you need somebody to review the show, we're available.
We're available.
Yeah.
We're available. And it's like, it's not even like I don't want to pay. Like, I would pay money. It's just like, it's insane what these tickets are going for.
Yeah, no question. I'd give this a three.
Yeah. Wait, did I already say four or was that just in my head that I said it?
No, I don't think you did.
Four.
So, okay.
I give it a four.
All right. So then we have Ragtime. This opens previews September 26th. It opens October 16th. Stars Joshua Henry, Casey Levy, Brandon Uranowitz, Colin Donald. The list goes on. And it's writers Stephen Flaherty, Lynn Ahrens, and Terrence McNally, and director Lear de Bossonnet. A revival of the Tony Award winning musical based on E.L. Doctorow's novel about lives and communities clashing at the beginning of the 20th century. So I have I have a bit of maybe an unpopular opinion about Ragtime. I think that the music is stunning. I don't ever mind seeing it. I like seeing it. I see value in it. I think it has many good things about it. But I also have very mixed feelings about it. I think
Mhm.
that it is overcrowded. I don't think it needs to tell so many stories, and that kind of distracts you away from the main story. And I think I wish that it just told Sarah's story and
Yeah,
or the mother's story, and pretty much almost anything else. Like I don't need to have Houdini in there. I don't need to have like all of these additional characters that some of them get full songs. And
right.
I don't know. I just want to love it because I know how challenging it is and how beautiful much of the songs are. But I don't love it. I just don't. I don't love it.
I really do love Ragtime. I think the I just remember the first time seeing it, hearing Wheels of a Dream and Your Daddy's Son. Um, but the thing is, I haven't seen it in years. So I might see it and also be like, oh, there is a lot going on here. I really like Joshua Henry and Cassie Levy or Casey. I never know how to say her name.
Yeah, I think it's Casey. I think.
Casey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, from Frozen, love her, love Colin O'Donnell, Shayna Taub. Like, I think this is going to be a really great cast. I'm really excited about it, and I'm excited to sort of get reacquainted with Ragtime as an adult because I saw it as a teenager. So it's been a long time. I've listened to the soundtrack a lot, but I actually haven't seen it in a good long while.
Yeah, I just saw it in February. A very,
Oh,
very good production. I've seen it a number of times. And like just as an example, I mean the closeout song of the first act till we reach that day is sung by a character that we don't even have a name for. We
God.
don't even, she's just Sarah's friend, which I guess you could say that that's like really telling the whole American story. But I don't know. I just wish that it wasn't so crowded.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's my feeling about ragtime.
You're like, there's so much going on. I mean, in this cast list, even everyone they name, you're like, that's a lot of people to name in the cast
Yeah,
list.
yeah. So anyway, that's just my feeling, but I'd still give this a three.
Yeah, I think I'd give this a 3.75.
All right. So then we have Little Bear Ridge Road, another play. This opens for previews. So this starts previews on the 7th and it opens on the 30th. Stars Laurie Metcalf, Micah Stock, and writer Samuel D. Hunter, director Joe Mantello. Samuel D. Hunter's latest play arrives on Broadway following an acclaimed premiere at Chicago Steppenwolf Theater. So the big, I guess, just talking point about this is that this is Scott Rudin's producing comeback to Broadway. So I guess it's up to the individual how they feel about that and if they want to support that. I don't know. I mean, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
So I trust the Steppenwolf almost as much as I trust the Brits. So like I think this is probably a great play. Laurie Metcalf's fantastic. Joe Mantello is a great director. But yeah, the Scott Rudin of it all does for me give it a little of a you know
Mhm.
factor. But I do think this is going to be a very, very strong production. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about the plot. They didn't have that here on the playbill. But yeah, Laurie Metcalf, she's incredible. I never forget her performance in Lady Bird. So good.
Oh, so
So,
good.
so good. So I give it a three, but
Yeah, I
I
would
get
give
it.
this like a 3.2. Like, I just love plays. I love
Yeah.
plays. I love seeing more plays on Broadway. So
Yeah.
yay, yay, yay. Bring more plays.
Yeah. So then we have Beetlejuice, and this opens October 8th. And it's writers Eddie Perfect. and Scott King and Anthony King for the book. Director Alex Timbers. The musical based on Tim Burton's film returns to Broadway after more than 2 years touring America. So this isn't the touring company though, is it?
I'm confused. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so because it was on Broadway. Then there was the touring company, and then I guess it can't tour if it's on Broadway. So I'm thinking it's
Right.
not the touring company.
Because Mamma Mia, I believe, is just
Yeah,
literally taking the tour.
yeah,
I don't know if that's the case here. But if somebody listening, if you know, please put in the comments because
yeah.
we
I'm
don't know.
curious.
I'm mixed on Beetlejuice. When I saw it on Broadway, even though there were two teenagers who were literally singing along the entire time. And if you annoy me, I am the most forgiving patron
You really
out
are.
there. I
You
you
really
have
are.
to you have to really work hard to irritate me in a show. And even though I kept scowling at them, it was very annoying. But yeah, so I liked it when I saw it the first time, mainly for the spectacle of it all. The second time when I saw the touring company, it did not hold up for me at all. I felt
Really?
like, yeah, I just felt like, man, they're just shouting the whole musical. Like there's just never a sense of like, I don't know, softness or nuance. It's just
Right.
like, and so it was a one and done for me as far as Beetlejuice. I don't think I'd ever see it again.
I have never seen Beetlejuice, period. Not the
Oh,
movie,
really?
not
Oh, well, it's completely different than the
it's
movie.
completely different. Okay.
Yeah, it's completely different. Yeah.
I know I have some weird like gaps in my pop culture stuff that it's kind of astounding. Um, the only thing that makes me excited about this is that I love Alex Timbers. I think he's a fantastic director. I've had friends
Mm,
who've worked with him that say he's amazing. So, like, yay for that. But I just really have no interest in seeing this at all. So
yeah.
for me, it's probably like a 1.5. And that 1.5 is because Alex Timbers directed it.
Yeah, so I give this a 2. I mean, I'm happy for the people that love the show and that, it's always nice when there is a following behind
Yeah.
a show. But yeah, not my favorite. So then we have Liberation, which is a play, and this starts October 8th and opens October 28th. Previews October 8th, opens October 28th. Writer Bess Wool and director Whitney White. And Liberation comes to Broadway following its world premiere earlier this year at Roundabout Theater Company.
I saw it at Roundabout,
Oh, you
and
did?
yeah, Rachel, I am so happy it's coming to Broadway. I mean, I loved it. One of my favorite actresses was the lead, Susanna Flood. The whole ensemble
Oh,
was fantastic. To be honest, I'm surprised it's moving to Broadway because I almost think it's too good to move to Broadway. I was like, oh
oh.
my gosh, like this is incredible. I just want more people to get to see it. Whitney White
What's
is
it about?
it is about um, this woman who her mom has passed away and she gets to go like back in time to when her mom was like fighting for liberation in the 1970s and in these meetings that they were having about the Equal Rights Amendment. But
Mm,
the women's performances in it, they are just outstanding. Like yeah, Whitney White's a great director. Best of all, this play is incredible. Like just everything about it. It was funny, it was heartbreaking, it was inspirational. Like I just want everyone to see it. I
that
couldn't be
sounds
more excited.
good.
This is a 4 for me all the way. I will definitely be seeing this again.
Yeah. Same for me. That sounds really good. Okay, so we have The Queen of Versailles. This starts previews on the 8th of October and opens November 10th. It stars Christian Chenoweth and F. Murray Abraham, writer Stephen Schwartz, music and lyrics, and Lindsay Ferrentino. The book, director Michael Arden, a new musical based on the 2012 documentary The Queen of Versailles about a socialite, Jacqueline Siegel. It premiered at Boston's Emerson Colonial Theater summer 2024. So I think it's pretty hard not to be excited about this. I mean, Christian Chenoweth, F. Murray Abraham, Steven Schwartz,
Yeah.
music and lyrics, Michael Arden directing. I mean, if it's bad, that'll be a huge disappointment.
It would be hard for this to be bad. I don't know anything about Jacqueline Siegel. I'm like, what's the deal with that? But it doesn't matter. I don't care. Like Kristen Chenoweth and F. Murray Abraham, obviously, yes.
So like the documentary is basically she and her husband built this new Versailles and they got a certain degree done and then the housing market things and all of a sudden they became like worth practically nothing, but they have this insane house and she was very
Oh,
over the top. And so
fascinating.
it is definitely an odd topic for a musical, but
Yeah.
it's just hard to not be excited about. I'm assuming it'll be somewhat subversive about that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't think it'll be like, yay, rich person. I think it'll be kind of like making fun of her, I would think.
Right, right,
Comedy.
right. I'm
So
excited. Kristen Chenoweth, come on.
yeah. So I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm hopeful it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it just a 3.9 just because I'm like so excited for Liberation. I'm just slightly less excited for this, but this is gonna be great.
Yeah. So next we have Chess. This starts previews October 15th. It opens November 16th, starring Aaron Tveit, Leah Michelle, Nicholas Christopher, and writers Benny Anderson, Bjorn Ulvaeus, Tim Rice, lyrics, Danny Strong, new book, and director Michael Mayer, the first Broadway revival of the iconic musical about American and Soviet conflicts at the Worldwide Chess Championship. Oh, it did. So it has had one Broadway run in 1988.
Oh, okay. In
Yeah, but
1988. Okay, wow.
it only lasted 2 months.
That's interesting.
In 1988, Broadway run, and actually that only lasted 2 months. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What's that? Sorry.
What do you think about this?
Okay, so Chess, I don't know really well, but I like some of the songs from it. But you guys, these two leads give me the ick. I do not care for Leah Michelle, and I do not care for Aaron Tveit.
Oh, hot
I think
take.
I think they're nasty people.
Oh,
Nasty, nasty people. So, look, are they honestly like some of the greatest musical theater talents of our generation? Yes. Do I think that they've had a lot of problematic behavior? Also, yes. I will not be seeing this for sure.
okay.
I don't
Okay.
support her, and I no, so no. But I'm sure it's going to be epic.
Like I know that she's had her share of conflict, and I know I've never heard anything negative about Aaron Tveit. So,
Oh, he was just
but
nasty to me one time, and I've never forgotten it.
oh, okay, fair enough, fair enough. I think they're super talented,
Yeah.
and of course Nicholas Christopher Hamilton, he's great. Uh, I'm very intrigued. I know I personally heard the songs, but I've never seen it. So I think it's pretty exciting. But yeah, I guess we'll see. I would give this a 4. I mean, I definitely am looking forward to finally seeing it.
I feel bad that I can't get out of my own head with this because I'm sure I would love it. Like, I'm sure that it's going to be masterful storytelling, but for me, it's a 1. I don't want to watch the two of them on stage
All
doing
right.
anything.
Fair enough. Although I do think that it's really mean the people that make fun of her for supposedly not being able to read.
Oh,
Like,
that's awful.
I don't like stick to her talent. Like, I don't know. I just think that's mean to make
Oh,
fun of somebody
I
because
do.
they're
No, I
not.
want to be crystal clear. One, I don't think that's funny at
Yeah.
all. Two, it feels very mean-spirited. I'm just not a Leah Michelle fan because of like all the
Yeah.
aggressions and microaggressions that she's perpetuated, especially in the Black community. Like, I think that's
Yeah.
really screwed up, and we've heard multiple stories of that. But the reading thing, no, that's so mean.
Yeah.
First of all, if it's true, it's mean. And if it's not true, then it's like
It's
slander.
also mean. Yeah.
Yeah, it's mean.
Yeah.
It's mean. It's
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah. All right. So then we have Oedipus. This opens for previews the 30th of October. Opens November 13th. Mark Strong and Leslie Manville, the writers, Sophocles and Robert Ick for this adaptation. Director Robert Ick, I'm not sure. Robert Ick's new modern interpretation of Oedipus Rex comes to Broadway after its record-breaking run in London's West End. I don't know. This doesn't really interest me that much, but it is a good, good cast. And
Yeah, I mean, I think I I'm interested. This intrigues me because I've only ever read Oedipus. It's good, it's interesting, but I think that I'm excited that there's this production coming from the West End because especially with something like Sophocles with these old plays, to have someone to have this text in really capable hands is exciting. And like that's the best storytelling that it's going to be for this play. So I am excited about it. I like that it's the Studio 54. So this is probably like a 2.5 for me.
mm, yeah, I guess two.
Yeah.
So we have Marjorie Prime. This previews on November 20th. It opens December 8th. Writer Jordan Harrison, director Anne Kaufman. The Broadway debut of Jordan Harrison's Pulitzer Prize finalist drama about an Alzheimer's patient using technology to relive her memories. What do you think?
That I mean, this sounds really beautiful. Um I'm really intrigued by it, the fact that it was a Pulitzer Prize finalist.
Mm-hmm.
I think it sounds like it's going to be really beautiful. I think this is a 3.5 for me. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, it sounds interesting. It might bump it up once I hear that they have someone interesting,
Right.
in the lead.
I'm sure they'll
So,
get a big star.
yeah, you'd think it would be somebody like pre-scandal, someone like a Patty LuPone would be interesting
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
somebody like that. So,
I'm very curious.
okay. So then we have Becky Shaw. This starts previews March 18th, 2026. Opens April 8th, 2026. This is early, but they do have an announcement. Writer Gina Gianfrido and director Trip Coleman. The Broadway debut of Gina Gianfrido's Pulitzer Prize finalist comedy about a blind date gone wrong. So that sounds fun.
I love this play. I read it years ago. I don't know if the
Oh,
play playwrights are.
is it a comedy or is it like gone wrong? That could mean comedy or
Well,
horror.
it's like a dark comedy,
A dark comedy.
I
Okay.
would say. I love some of her other plays too. Like, she wrote this great play called Rapture, Blister, Burn. For a while, I was reading like all of her plays. Um, I'm surprised that this is coming to Broadway only because I'm like, oh, why now?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm really intrigued and I'm thrilled that it's going to have a home on Broadway. Like that, to me, this is great. This is probably like a 3.9 for me also. Like I'm
Mm.
very excited to see this.
I give it like a three.
Yeah.
Three. But once we figure out who is
Who's, yeah, the
the blind
titular
date, that
character.
will
Yeah.
be a lot. Okay, so we have some that don't have announced dates that we'll talk about real quick. So we have Kowalski. This is writer Greg Ostrin, director Colin Hanlon, a play about the first meeting of Tennessee Williams and Marlon Brando. It previously played the Duke on 42nd Street in winter 2025. Sounds fun. And, I like this backstory behind Tennessee Williams and Marlon Brando. That sounds like an interesting idea for a play.
Yeah. And
So,
Colin Hanlon, I first like found him years ago in a web series called Submissions Only that he was in. And he's just like really
oh,
funny and a very talented actor and I'm assuming director. So this is cool.
I give it three.
Yeah, this is also a 3 for me.
Okay, then we have, let's see, I'm not going to do all of these. Okay, we have the Boosters. This is Mary Louise Burke, Carlos Hopkins. It's this writer David Lindsay Abair and director Kenny Leone. The Vernon Point Neighborhood Association is a passionate bunch, whether squabbling over historically inaccurate porch railings sorry, the Vernon Point Neighborhood Association is a passionate bunch, whether squabbling over historically inaccurate porch railings or debating trash can protocol. Still, no one is prepared for the neighbor versus neighbor battle royale that ensues when a newcomer to the board suggests the unthinkable, installing a stop sign on the corner of the enclave's prettiest block. I have to admit, this sounds really fun to me. And it makes me think of my mom, for some reason, was so upset about the fact that they built a water tower in our town in Milltown, Maryland, while we were living there.
I love
She thought
that.
it was the ugliest eyesore, even though like practically every town in the Mid Atlantic area has a water tower with their, with their
Right, right.
mascot for the high school or whatever. It's kind of here in Utah, we have on the hill, on the mountains, there'll be a Y or a U or, whatever. That's kind of their version. But my mom she hated that water tower so much. And I just think about it now and it just, because my mom's not somebody who gets that animated about things. She's pretty
Right, right.
calm and she's an artist and everything, but she hated that water tower. And so I feel like there is such potential to make this really funny, that kind of somewhat absurd reaction to a stop sign,
Oh,
Pretty
completely.
funny.
I think that this sounds like it's gonna be really fun. Um, Dave Lindsay Bear wrote Rabbit Hole, which is a play that I love. And even though it's very sad, there's also parts of it that are very funny.
Mhm.
For me, this one's like a 3.5. I think this is gonna be really solid.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right, I'll just do a couple more. Okay, so we have The Lost Boys. This is supposed to be spring sometime. And this is the writers, The Rescues, music and lyrics. I guess that must be a band of some kind. David Hornsby and Chris Hoke, book, director Michael Arden. New stage adaptation, the 1987 cult classic film about gang of teenage vampires.
And this
Now,
sounds fun.
yeah. So, well, like on first, I'm like, that seems like such a weird movie to make a musical of. But I, ever since we saw Evil Dead the musical, I've just been really digging this horror wave of musicals.
Yes.
And that, if I hadn't seen Evil Dead the musical and really loved it, I thought it was so fun, then I might be more skeptical about something like this. But and I love Bat Boy. I just saw that
Yes.
an incredible production of Bat Boy, which is also coming back, I think off Broadway. But I'm really excited about this trend of horror musicals.
Yeah, I think this sounds so fun. For me, it's like a 3.2. I think that this will be a real blast.
Yeah. So then we also have the Rocky Horror Show coming back. Writer Richard O'Brien and director Sam Pinkleton, a revival of the legendary rock and roll musical. And I think they have the opportunity to it already is this cult classic. They have
Right, right.
the opportunity to make it really speak to a new generation of musical theater fans that already love it. And now we can make it like, we can turn it from like a 95% to like a 100%.
Yes.
You
And I'm
know?
curious too, because at all the showings I've been to of Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I did the musical in grad school, like people yell out, there's all these things
Yeah.
that you yell
And
out during the
the
show.
bag of props that they give the audience, that's really fun.
So fun. And
Uh,
it's such an interactive show. I'm wondering, but usually it's in spaces that are a little bit grungier, a little bit smaller. I'm
yeah.
wondering what it'll feel like in a Broadway space. And if we're going to get, like you're saying, Rachel, new generations and different people to see this.
Yeah. I'd give it a 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it
Yeah,
3.5.
pretty
I'm
excited.
excited about.
Yeah. All right. One more. I'll do two more. So Dolly, an original musical. So this writer's Dolly Parton and Maria S. Schlatter for the book, director Bartlett Shear, a new biomusical inspired by the life and career of Grammy-winning singer-songwriter Dolly Parton. It was announced to open on Broadway in 2026 after premiere production in Nashville. And this got kind of some this caused some waves when they had the open casting call and they didn't cast any of those people as Dolly. I guess some of them are in the ensemble. But I don't know. How do you feel about this?
So, um, I don't know her well, but the woman who's playing Dolly was in Titanic with my friend Russell. So I've
Mhm.
seen her in Titanic. She's great. I had a couple of students audition for the show. And the script, I've only seen like the kids' scenes and only a few of them, but
Mm.
really lovely, really beautiful. I'm so excited for the show. This whole thing about, I mean, I don't think you should do an open call unless you need to have one. I think that I get the idea of you're getting people's hopes up. Also, you're getting buzz, but
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's just a PR stunt.
and I think that that can feel kind of mean. Like that
Hmm.
can feel like, oh, you weren't looking for anyone anyway. But it also, I mean, this is yeah, it just seems strange to me that I don't know a ton about it, but I know there was a little bit of backlash.
Hmm.
And I also
Yeah,
think,
it would have been nice if they had done like with Grease, that they found they really found the Danny and Sandy. And I know
yeah,
they've done something like that in the UK with Legally Blonde
yeah,
and like Search for Elle Woods and everything. And so that would have been fun. And I feel like they could have used it in their marketing even to be like, we found Dolly. Here's the Dolly we found. Like, I don't know. I mean, I like unless they all just sucked. It seems like there had to have been somebody who was cast worthy, and it would have even been
right.
more of a publicity stunt. So, you
For
know,
sure. It's like, but then there's also this side of me that's like so many actors who have been like pounding the pavement and like going, and they've devoted their whole lives to it, like aren't working. And
yeah.
like, so I have real, I have really complicated feelings about these things because it's like, I think that the woman who's playing the lead, like she's very, very deserving and she's really been hustling. So,
But just because they're not in New York doesn't mean they're not hustling, like
right,
you can
right,
definitely have people who, oh, this is my opportunity to maybe make
right.
that Broadway transition, but I've been slumming it out here in Salt Lake or, Nashville or wherever
Oh,
else,
not, no, 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 not at all. Like they're slumming it, but I think phrasing it like it should have been someone in open call is taking away. I would never want
Mm,
to take away from the person who did get it. You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and like undermine her talent and her hustle.
Yeah.
Not that other people aren't, but that it's like that she wouldn't get that opportunity because she didn't go through an open call also feels weird to me too.
I also wonder, like, how, because this is new biomusic. So, is this going to be mostly Dolly songs? Like, are we going to hear? I mean, I assume we're going to hear Jolene. We're going to hear, 9 to 5. We're going to hear her big hits. I will always love you. I, I would think, but is it going to have also new songs? Um,
I'm curious too. Like,
mhm. And I do have a certain degree of confidence with Dolly because I thought 9 to 5 was really good. I thought it was
so
just a million, maybe low expectations help, but I thought it was way better than I expected it to be.
oh, so good. And like
Yeah.
I think it'll be great. I think it is it is interesting too in the casting of all of this because like they also could have gone with someone who was like a country music star or a country music singer. They also were auditioning people for the track
Yeah,
that
that's true. They could have gone with like a Carrie Underwood or somebody like that. Yeah.
they also could have gone with like the I had students auditioning that weren't white. So they also were not necessarily they were open, I guess, but then we got three people that very much look like Dolly Parton for the three stages of her
Mm,
life.
yeah.
I'm not saying any of that is bad, but there's a lot with the casting that is like
Hmm.
interesting to discuss because between the open call and like seeing all different kinds of people for the roles, maybe they were
Yeah,
just casting
that's
a
true.
very wide net
Yeah.
and then
Because
landed.
I mean, Carrie Underwood, she's done musical theater before.
Yeah.
Remember, she was
Yeah.
Maria in Sound of
Oh yeah,
Music.
I actually think like I mean it's interesting because of who Dolly is. Like I would think that there would be room for that. But yeah,
Mhm.
I think that the cast that they have, like it looks like it's gonna be great, but um It is interesting to like do an open
Well, the
comment.
other thing that's interesting is that honestly, we don't know that much about Dolly in particularly her relationship. So if it goes into any of that with her, she was married to her husband for so many years, and I mean, so we could actually learn as opposed to some of these others where it's like, is there anything less to? Is there anything left to know about Cher? Like we know everything about Cher. You know what I
Do
mean?
things against my will about
Like there's just some people I've just been more open books and
totally.
or even Diana. Like we know everything about Princess Diana, so it makes it harder to have it not feel kind of bland.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think, yeah, her relationship with her husband was so private, and we know a lot about
Mhm.
Dolly's like philanthropy, but I think it'll be interesting to dive even more into her home life. Like the scene that I saw was really beautiful of like a young Dolly and her mom. Like I think it's gonna end up being wonderful. I'm curious how involved Dolly is with it. Probably very significantly, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean she's doing book music and lyrics. So,
Oh, right.
yeah.
So she better be.
Okay, so last one, we have Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. So this is writer Jason Robert Brown, music and lyrics, and Taylor Mack, the book, director Rob Ashford, a musical adaptation of John Berendt's 1994 Pulitzer finalist novel. It premiered at Chicago's Goodman Theater in summer 2024. So yeah, I mean, I know this is this was a movie as well as a book. Um, and I haven't seen the movie, so I just know it
I haven't either.
exists.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely be watching it next year. But I mean, Jason Robert Brown alone is enough to get me on board,
Yeah,
I would say.
I totally agree. I mean, Jason Robert Brown takes some big swings and sometimes they don't always work out. Like I love the last 5 years and then 13 didn't do great, but I thought it was really ambitious and interesting. I think this will be really good. Rob Ashford's great and the Goodman does a lot of good work. So yeah, I think this one would be really interesting. I would probably give it a 3.
Yeah, it says here that the story. So this follows the story of Jim Williams, an antiques dealer on trial for the killing of Danny Hansford. So I
Mm,
guess it gives you like the backstory and then they catch up to what was happening at the time
okay.
midway through. It says here
Interesting.
that um the book was adapted for Clint Eastwood's 1997 film with several characters' names changed, but he didn't change any of the facts of what's going on. So it
Well,
sounds like it's
that's
a
interesting.
courtroom drama, it sounds like.
Hmm.
So there we go. I would give this a 2.5.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I mean, there's a lot coming up.
yeah, a lot to look forward to. And of course, there's more than we can cover on this episode. So if you have ones you're looking forward to or not looking forward to, put in the comment section. We want to hear about it and what you think. What excitement score 1 to 4 would you give some of these ones that we've talked about? We'd love to hear in the comment section. Or you can follow us all over on social medias, OnStage blog. You can read our articles practically every day. There's a new article, so you definitely want to check that out for all your Broadway news. And Jacqueline, how can people follow you?
Jacqueline Collier on Instagram.
And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews all over the place and also rachelsreviewstheater.com. Find my reviews. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews of the podcast. If you are watching on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We sure appreciate that. And thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.